Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. Welcome to the series of sharing session on research in physics. My name is Wihdaya. I am undergraduate student of Biophysics course at UTM, and I will be serving as your moderator today. So, you will be hearing a presentation from Professor Dr. Suhairul Hashim, Deputy Dean on Research, Innovation and Development UTM. Saya je kedekan dulu. Tinggal gemuk ke?
Sudah gema.
Switch off kan.
Hello. Dua device. Nak off macam mana?
Mungkin yang lagi speaker saja.
Kalau suara tersaluar pun bergerembur.
Lagi tak?
Okey lah.
Ni okey tak?
Okey dah ya.
Oh, dah okey Saya sambung. So, we will be hearing a presentation from Professor Dr. Suhairul Hashim, Deputy Dean on Research, Innovation and Development UTM. A few background about him. He obtained his berulang.
Device satu lagi tu you minimumkan.
Ikut lagi tak?
Kalau Daya saya rasa masih eko dan bukan suara Daya je, suara semua pun eko. So I'm not sure. The only suggestion that I have right now ialah keluar.
Okay.
Host yang keluar.
Ain cakap pun ikut.
Itulah semua ikut ni. So bukan masalah device Daya ni. Saya rasa pasal host. Betul tak Hazim?
Malaysia jugalah doktor.
Saya punya pun ikut.
Cuba saya pun ikut. Okay. Tu yang saya cadang tadi, siapa host saya Dr. Salwa. Dr. Salwa keluar dan masuk balik. Dr. Salwa lagi keluar.
Okay.
Keluar tak bukan M meeting. Kita langsung keluar. Okay. Sekarang gema tak? Cuba gema juga je.
Masih lagi.
Kenapa ya Hazim? Kita punya technical face. Macam nanti kalau semua berdouble, susah nak dengar.
Hello? Still echo ke?
Still echo lah.
Saya dah cabut dah ni. Kena
Saya tak tahu cabut apa. Ada siapa boleh tolong tak? Kalau tadi saya lah. The only suggestion I have right now ialah end the call and balik semula. Ada cadangan lain?
Kalau saya setuju dengan
Saya tak boleh tangkap Dr. Salwa cakap apa. Okay, boleh? So yang lain semua saya rasa jom kita standby. Kita end dulu. Minta maaf
Okay,
tak
nice.
bergema Hafiz.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, Rosario pun kata okay. Alright. Dengan ini majlis mempersembahkan moderator day, Hidayah ataupun Yaya. Silakan Yaya.
Okay, tak ikut kan? Oh, saya start dari awal lah. So, Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. Welcome to the series of sharing session on research in physics. My name is Nur Hidayah and I am undergraduate student of Pure Physics course at UTM and I will be serving as your moderator today. So you will be hearing a presentation from Professor Dr. Suhairul Hashim, Deputy Dean on Research, Innovation and Development, UTM. A few background about him. He obtained his Bachelor in Nuclear Science from UKM in 2001 and Master in Medical Physics from University of Surrey, UK in 2005, and in March 2009, he completed his PhD at the UTM. He was awarded a research or postdoctoral fellowship at the Center for Nuclear and Radiation Physics, University of Surrey, UK. After completing his PhD research funded by Kansas State University, USA, and UTM. He sees the potential for growth in this research area because it has a lot to offer in terms of safety and security, whether in terms of physical or medical needs. He also recently received a prestigious award from Academy of Science Malaysia as a top research scientist Malaysia in 2020. So how are you today, Doctor?
Yeah, I'm good. Daya, thank you for the invitation. Yeah.
And also, our second speaker, Dr. Muhammad Shazwan Muhammad Sanusi, a group leader of the research group Nuclear and Radiation Physics. He took his Bachelor in Science, Health Physics in UTM, Master in Science in Physics in UTM, and so do his PhD, which is also in UTM. He started his professional experience as a teacher in secondary school and then a research officer at Global Technology and Innovation Management Sendirian Berhad. He then started his lecturer career in Department of Physics and Chemistry, Faculty of Applied Science and Technology, UTHM. And now he is a senior lecturer at Department of Physics, Faculty Science, UTM. It's a pleasure to have both in our sharing session today. Okay, so basically our aims for today is to ensure that the participants manage to instill awareness in oneself towards the opportunities that are available in the research field for our FYP later. Furthermore, those who are interested may also expand our interest by pursuing your study in this field. Secondly, I hope that at the end of this talk, the inputs from the panels will inspire us to continue our study in physics based on experience from the panels themselves. Okay, now we move on to our session. Please welcome Professor Dr. Suhairul Hashim, who will be speaking to us on research group specifically in physics in UTM. Okay, so Prof, basically I have a few questions because since I am still undergraduate student and also a first year student, I barely understand what exactly is research group in UTM, like how it was introduced and why UTM is being considered as research university in Malaysia. So, Prof, the floor is yours.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Yaya. Right. So thank you for the invitation. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to everyone. Okay. I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Salwa and Dr. Ain, and also the organizer of this session. Okay, for inviting me to give a little background regarding the research in Faculty of Science. Okay, right. So basically, I'm not feeling well today. Okay, so my voice is quite slow. Okay, compared to the previous one. So I hope during my talk, okay, during this speech, you can ask questions if you have anything to ask. Right? Okay. Right. So regarding the research in physics, okay, or we can call it in science. Okay, right. So as a deputy dean in the Faculty of Science, okay, so I'm going to share with all of you the aim or the objective of our universities, okay, to become the research universities in top research universities in Malaysia and perhaps in the world as well. Okay, all right. So when we're talking about the research, okay, of course we should admit that our research level in Malaysia, okay, still relatively very in a small scale, and it's not fully supported by the industry outside the university. And if we are going to become the developed countries, so we should improve this kind of collaboration with industry. Okay, as most of you may aware, okay, lots of graduates, okay, being unemployed, okay, after they graduate from the universities. Okay, so in that sense, okay, we are going to improve our employability rate, okay, perhaps by 5 years after you completed your your degree in the UTM, you should be employed by the any companies outside UTM, okay, to support the research in Malaysia, okay, to become, because we want to change the mentality of Malaysian citizenship rather than become the technology user. If we are going to become the advanced or developed countries, so we should become the technology developer, okay, and we shouldn't become the technology user anymore. Okay, so this is why we should proceed with the industrial collaboration and focus on the research and development in any technologies we are going to introduce. Right. So a little background on the Faculty of Science, the vision and mission. Okay, right. So as you can see, our dean, okay, perhaps, okay, if you are looking for internship and so on, okay, at least you should know who is the top management of UTM. Okay, please, even though it's offline or virtual platform during your PNP, okay, please, you should know who is your lecturers, who is your dean, and so on. Okay, so please browse to our Faculty of Science website, and you should know who is our physics director, Dr. Kamem. Okay, and who is the other lecturers that become the part of the top management in Faculty of Science, because sometimes when you're looking for networking outside university, okay, they will ask, perhaps this guy is one of the previous former lecturers of the person that you meet in industry. Okay, right. So basically we have chemistry, physics, maths, and bioscience. Okay, and as you can see, there is roughly 1,700 plus undergraduate students, okay, in Faculty of Science. Okay, and some of you may interested to pursue your study in a postgraduate level, so you are really welcome in Faculty of Science. Okay, and even though if you want to seek for the new challenge, please do so, and you can go and get funded from other universities, even in Malaysia or outside Malaysia. Okay, all right. So basically, this is the niche area of our faculties. So as you can see, okay, we need to improve in this industry and university CSR program. Okay, in doing research, we should have a center of excellence, and we should fully equip our future graduates, okay, with certain courses, okay, and it should relate with the what is demand by the industry outside UTM. Okay, right. So this is a little bit background. Okay, so we move to our agenda for today regarding the research group and research and innovation. Okay, so as perhaps all of you should know that UTM is a public university, but rather than just teaching universities, so we already moved to become the research university. Okay, when talking about research universities, so we should reduce the number of undergraduate students, okay, and increase the number of postgraduate students. Okay, so this is one of the reason why the intake of our undergraduate students is declining every year. But the funding from government mainly is based on the numbers of undergraduate students actually. So if the number of students like in physics this year is very small numbers, so that means Faculty of Science just receive the small amount of money, part of your tuition fees, to run the academic program in university. Okay, so however, part of it we should focus on the research university, and we should also encourage the undergraduate students to do research at early stages, so that we can become it become the culture in our universities graduates to do research. Okay, and R&D especially. Okay, so basically for the 5 years, we have a 5 years plan. We call it research blueprint in UTM. Okay, so within 2020 to 2025. Okay, so we have 5 years plan, and we are focusing on this signature research. Okay, this signature research is basically aligned with the aim of the government, okay, in certain areas, which is the sustainable and resilient urbanization, next generation system and network, smart manufacturing, natural product, energy security, water security, smart mobility, biomedic and healthcare, smart living and sustainability cities. So I want to throw some ideas to all of you. Okay, so in the next 5 years, upon your graduation, okay, any this is a 9 area that become the national agenda. Okay, so even though there is no physics inside here, inside the signature research team, but you should embed the physics element inside this 9 signature area. So you should choose this one, smart manufacturing materials. So we are looking for new materials, novel materials, and so on. Okay, so you also can enroll in the energy security and system networks and so on. So nowadays, a part of the doing the experiment and so on, you should be able to do the programming, the computer programming and so on. So you should be able to run or to write a small code and so on. Okay, because the next few years, okay, we are rely on this particular computing system. Okay, right. So that means less people it's going to be hired because this is we call it gig economy. Okay, gig economy means that most of the company will looking for the freelance people. Okay, freelance people. So because if you just rent a shop or factories and so on, it's going to be very costly. So that's one of the reason why nowadays the gig economy is looking for the freelance people. Okay, so if you have you can offer lots of things, okay, especially in programming and so on. So the probability is to get hired is much higher. Okay, all right. So this is a little background, and regarding the Yaya question just now in the beginning of this session. So actually, we have in the Faculty of Science itself, we have 16 research group. Okay, research group mainly consists of 4 departments in Faculty of Science. So perhaps you can do the undergraduate research program. Okay, we have undergraduate research program. That means during the semester break and so on, or during between the class. Okay, if you have a gap between 2 classes and so on, you are feeling welcome to join any research from our lecturers in Faculty of Science. So you can see your interest in which area. Okay, some of you may choose the instrumentation things. Some of you want to do laser, and some of you may interested in doing mathematics and so on. So it doesn't matter. You can join any of these 16 group in Faculty of Science. Okay, so during the introduction, so this is the first time that we have the recognition from Academy of Science that as a top research scientist in Malaysia. So Alhamdulillah, okay, I'm hoping that this is going to pave the way to other new researchers, the young researchers in Faculty of Science, especially in physics. Okay, so previously lots of people think physics there is no hope in doing research in Excel in any area. Okay, so I'm going to throw this challenge to all of you. Okay, the first year students. Okay, even though maybe you took physics because you are not excellent during your matriculation times. Yes, okay, I can admit that. Okay, because I'm also one of it. Okay, I'm not, but I know that when I choose physics, that means I want to improve the previous history. Okay, even though I'm not excel during my matriculation, okay, I'm also not excel during my undergraduate students. Okay, and a master, even a master, but I think I should uh, show that the physics can change the world or change the people mentality that physics can do something or contribute something in the world. Okay, right. So Alhamdulillah, I just remember when I was in a primary school, I wrote one article. Okay, that's I want to become the scientist by 2020. Okay, I just wrote without any aims at that time, just for the sake of completing the my homework. Okay, but as the time goes by, I try to make my dreams become reality. So this is during my time we have a wawasan 2020. Okay, so during my primary school, I think I should become someone because our our aim to become the developed country by the year 2020. It's already passed. We still in developing country, still not developed countries. Okay, so this is our task. Okay, to improve the current situation in Malaysia, and I'm going to throw this challenge to all of you to change our Malaysian hope. Okay, all right. So in that sense, okay, we did not expect everyone to do everything. Okay, but I always encourage my staff, okay, my colleague, and so on, and even my students, that everyone has their responsibilities to do something. Okay, so this is my message to all of you, and to do so, we should have good beliefs and strong behaviors. Okay, so please do not give up. Okay, do whatever you want to improve your lifestyle and everything. Okay, and maybe we are not excellent during our matriculation, during our SPM and so on, but we God still give us an option to improve. Okay, right. So based on that criteria, so I think the most important things when you are doing something is the attitude. Okay, attitude is how we give a impression to people. Okay, so you should have a good attitude. Okay, then you can get hired by your future employee. Okay, right. So because the new generation, including my children, okay, I can say that they don't have a good attitude. Okay, especially during the online PNP and so on. Okay, they just appear in online, but they don't respond anything. Okay, so in that sense, when comparing my generation with your generation, I think this attitude should be improved. Okay, right. So you should show the positive attitude. Okay, even though during my era, okay, during I did my degree back in UKM, even though the lecturers is cannot deliver the lectures so well and so on, but I still attend the class. Okay, tak ponting, and just pay a respect. Okay, because this is we call it the keberkatan ilmu itu sendiri. Okay, right. So we should pay respect to our lecturers and our teachers, and especially our parents. Okay, right. So as a new generation, you should improve this kind of things. Okay, right. So you cannot go anywhere. You cannot become excellent in your life. Okay, secure a good job if you didn't change this bad attitude. Okay, all right. So back to the research. Okay, maybe you can remind me before 10 minutes before my sessions end. Yeah. Okay, right. So regarding the research, okay, in physics especially, maybe perhaps later on Dr. Shazwan will explain more on our research. So we should try to write a proposal, okay, to convince the funder, okay, especially for this kind of things, the MOSTI, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, that we as researchers, we try to prove something. Okay, right. So in this case, so our team proposed the safety concern related to consumer product containing radioactive materials in Malaysia. So recently we secured the grant and it just ended last year. Okay, 31st December. Okay, right. Okay, and we have a few other researchers, contract research. That means we have other companies that convince with our capability to do research, and we offer them to participate and inject some funding. Okay, to carry out the research. Okay, in this case, we try to measure, okay, the radon concentration from the water sources in Perak, okay, in Perak State. Okay, right. So this is how we move on. Okay, at this stage, in 2022, I will advise all the lecturers, okay, especially in physics department, okay, to update their research profile and put in their personal website so that the students can browse and try to know the research background of all the lecturers in physics or in other departments in Faculty of Science. So basically, we try to emphasize this kind of things so that the future students will have respect and have a confidence with the level of research and development in Faculty of Science UTM. Okay, all right. So we have this kind of things, and perhaps upon your graduation, okay, you also need to enroll in a society. Okay, so society that related with your field.
Oh.
So you, yeah.
We have another like 4 minutes for you.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. So I think I continue with another 5 minutes. Okay, all right. So I'm towards the end of my talks. Okay, so recently, Alhamdulillah, we received another funding from MTDC, Malaysia Technology Development Corporation. Okay, about 4 millions. Okay, regarding the things, the issues that I mentioned before, we are going to become the technology developer. Okay, so for this kind of things, we are preparing the cargo scanning system. Okay, we are proposing the cargo scanning system. Later on, I show you short videos regarding this to throw an ideas. Okay, what is meant by technology developer. And Alhamdulillah, this year we managed to export this technology to Indonesia. Okay, even though you may say, oh, just Indonesia. Okay, and if you are not involved in research, you never know. Okay, it's not that easy to sell the high-tech technologies. Okay, right. So this is the things, okay, that I mentioned before, the cargo scanner, because we need to avoid any smuggling activities and so on through our point of entrance in Malaysia, and then we try to use the radiation technologies. We want to see what is inside this cargo that being go in and go out from our port and so on. So basically, this is the technology developer in outside Malaysia, from US, from Europe, from China, and so on. So we need to benchmarking our technologies with this kind of manufacturers. Okay, so I end my talk with these videos. Okay. Okay, as you can see, this is the port of the entrance in the port. Okay, a seaport, and so on. So you can see this truck bring a container. Okay, and should be screening. Okay, screening system should be uh, uh, passed through this lorry. Okay, so basically, this is when the container pass through this system. So there is a identification detection. Okay, we need to know what is the flat number of this lorry and the container numbers and shipment, because some of the exporters, they make a false declaration. So if it's happened to be, let's say this is basically they put alcohol inside this container, but they declare it as plain water, okay, and or mineral water or drinking water and so on. So it's a loss to our national income. Okay, if because you cannot open each container, so it's going to create a chaos. So the best thing is you just expose this container with X-ray radiation. Okay, with X-ray radiation, and then you can know what is inside this container. Okay, so inside this one is the X-ray machine. So they will expose this container, and if they found any uh, mis misinformation from the declaration form with what is inside this container. So the custom officer will give further screening, second screening system in this parking area. Okay, all right. So okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going to end my talk with this kind of things. So basically, this is the concept of our research, and then basically this is how much money that being spent by government, okay, to purchase the technology from outside Malaysia. That means the foreign technology is about 255,000 million ringgit. Okay, so if we manage to produce our own technologies with this kind of achievement, so we can save this kind of money and concentrate on the other R&D system. Okay, and with that, okay, so as you can see here, this is the what is the false declaration is regarding the smuggling activities, the foreign waste disposal, because they want to dump everything in Malaysia, especially the plastic waste and so on, because they cannot export this kind of waste to other countries. Okay, because they cannot be recycled and so on. So all right, so basically with this kind of technologies, you can see that there is a lots of smuggling activities occurred. This is a joint venture with UTM and Bilim Prima Sdn Bhd. This factory is in Kulai. Okay, so you can see the smuggling activities, cigarettes, okay, and tobaccos, and you can see there's smuggling activity, drugs and everything here. In a port of entrance in between borders Singapore to Malaysia, Thailand to Malaysia, and so on. So as you can see, this is a kind of false declaration. Okay, they put this is the what you call it, the icon of Buddha, something like that. But it's inside. You can see there's they put the tobacco inside. Okay, so this, if we cannot detect this kind of smuggling activities, it's going to become a loss to our national income. Okay, so basically, if you can see the second-hand refrigerator, okay, they put alcohol inside, but they declare it as a second-hand refrigerator. Okay, but inside it there is another things. Okay, so with this kind of radiation technologies, we can manage to save or to make sure this smuggler can be deterred. Okay, smuggling activities. Okay, so I think that's the end of my talk. Okay, thank you for listening, and I feel free to answer a few questions if it's allowed. Thank you.
Okay,
Back
so
to you there. Yeah.
okay. Thank you, Prof, for a very wonderful explanation and very interesting research. So, for those,
Yaya termute tu Yaya.
okay, thank you, Prof, for a very wonderful and interesting research. And for those who have question to ask, you can just type the question in the chat box and we will answer later. So we move on to our second speaker, Dr. Muhammad Shazwan Muhammad Sanusi, a group. So Doctor, can you explain in details how exactly your research group formed? Like, is it an order from university itself or it has another reason? Like before this, professor say we have a lot of research group kind. So basically, how it formed, and can anyone join the group or it is specifically for lecturers? Since what I know, lecturer also do some researchers kind. So doctor.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. So my name is Muhammad Shazwan. So I'm the group leader for Nuclear Radiation Physics Research Group. So this group is established for researcher for Department of Physics actually. So we have another group for the different field of physics. But for this group, nuclear and radiation physics is focused on the nuclear field and radiation physics field. So it is not open for the student, but student can join the project under for each of the researcher for this group. Okay, and it was initiative from the under our TNCP, okay, the department of our TNCP, which is require all the faculty to have their research group for the different field. So it will be easier for the university, for the others researcher from outside of UTM to negotiate with our research, or if there is interest from the government to conduct certain research, so they just go to the browser into our UTM Scholar to search what kind of research that related to that field. And so for this group, we have a small members, 6 members currently, and for others member compared to others group, optic group, they have larger members as well as others instrumentation. And for this talk only, this one's supposed to be answer and question session or just my talk, Hidayah?
You can just talk.
Okay, so because you asking me a question, so did I answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, boleh je.
Okay. So so can I present now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So so I have prepared the slideshow to broadcast my not this one to broadcast the group member as well as the group research group itself. And okay, so the name have been changed a few times before. We got a different name before this, but last 2 years have been finalized to rebranding our research group as like this lah. Okay, so this is our group, Nuclear and Radiation Physics Research Group. So you can search, do some research on website and Facebook. Okay, and it is posting previous activities before COVID-19 pandemics. Okay, so so this is I would like to introduce my our members, group members. We have mine as a group leader, and we have Dr. Fariza, the newest member in our group, and our this one should be Professor Dr. Suhairul, and we have Dr. Dr. Izian Hazwani. This actually Dr. Izian as our our former group leader. Okay, before she pursue the postdoc. And we have the Dr. Izati, and we have Dr. Norehan. Okay, so this is you can see our collaboration partners. Some have not included here, but you can see this is among the main ataupun the current collaborative ataupun collaboration work that we have conducted. So you can see that we have from the international, we have the local, and we have some industry that join us, as well as a government agency. And on the left side, you can see that the research core area that our group have contribute, okay, and conducted the research within this field. So So first is environmental radioactivity monitoring and nuclear siting. So this is related to the environmental science research related to the environmental radioactivity monitoring surveys where we measure, quantify, investigate of the radioactivity source and the radiation level that could be harmless to the residential and some workers. Okay, so second is medical physics. We have expert in medical physics, imaging, and by application of gamma and X-ray, and we have radiation dosimetry, which is also related under the medical physics, which is measurement of dose that human get from the any radiation source. Okay, so and then we also have computational or numerical technique to measure the radiation as well as to track the radiation, ionizing radiation and charged particle. Okay, so and then we have spatial mapping related to the environmental science where we do some geostatistical or geoinformation technique to map the radiation level. And we have a person, we have the expert on, we have an expert that investigate the neutrino physics, and some done nuclear theory. And I guess the newest member, Dr. Fariza, have added some core in here, sensor, biosensor, spectroscopy, and this is actually a fuse, a merge field that with the material science. Okay, and as well as Dr. Izzati also conduct reactive waste material research, which also fuse with the material science. Okay, and this is under expertise of Dr. Izzati, which is bioactive glass. Okay, synthesize a material for the biomedical application as well as for the waste management. Okay, so actually this you can start from now, first year student. I hope that you can carve your path in research. If you have interest in any field of research, you should decide now. Okay, you already can sense it. You already can know it already now because you have done the physics since your secondary school. Okay, so so you will know which field of physics that you love to investigate more, to read more. Okay, you will know it from the topic that you learn in undergraduate program in first year. You already know it. What kind of physics that I'm kind into it, like optic. Okay, laser. I'm very enthusiastic on laser, and let's say you are interested about looking for a particle. Okay, even though it is cannot be seen, cannot be sensed, cannot be touched, and you are very eager to know what kind of particle, what is the smallest thing in physics, what's the smallest matter in our life. Okay, we have learned that in secondary school. Okay, from the atoms, subatomic particle, neutron, proton, and the fundamental element like electron and others associated particle that have been newly discovered, muon, neutrinos, and some else. Okay, so it is a very vast field to be investigated, and you have to identify now your line if you are interested into research, being a researcher, to be a scientist. Okay, so actually it is scientific field when you are very interested with the scientific field. You cannot separate it from the academia. Okay, it is a field of lifelong learning that you need to read, research, added more information in science. Okay, when we do research, when we enter the academia field, we actually top up, give additional information, scientific contribution to the science. Okay, that's why that's why science, the knowledge is expanding. Okay, just like our universe. Okay, the existence of the black matters is not quite fully understand. Okay, and you can go to that direction, astrophysics. Okay, and if you interested with the superconductor material, okay, any material that can let's say not bullet train, we call maglev train. Okay, now have been famous in especially the leaders, the pioneers in that is Japan. Okay, they try to build a frictionless train. Okay, which is can levitate itself, floating on the air without touching the rail. That is fuel. That is a fuel. Apa tu? A saver. Okay, because there is no friction, there is no need to use a fuel. Okay, to push the train, just need a little force on it. Okay, so you need a superconductor to be attached under for the rail and under the train. Okay, and superconductor material need to be synthesized. Okay, you have to combine any material, any element with this element to produce any alloy or others metal, new synthesized metal. So that is the material science. Okay, so a lot of things need to be discovered. Okay, you just need a little push because you may have some certain interest. Okay, maybe I would like to have a superpower. Okay, that can be produced from my hand, like like Tony Stark that you see in you saw in Iron Man movie. It is not it is not impossible actually. It is something that possible to be done. Okay, maybe because Tony Stark talking about the fusion reactor that at a smaller scale that can be put inside the heart. Okay, so you can yes, you need to start dreaming, and then you need to deliver it in research. Okay, how can we apa tu how can we extract the energy from the fusion energy? Now the fusion energy have been is developing. Okay, it's developing, the field is developing, and the problem is how to contain the high temperature. You can go to that field. Okay, now you need to think on what you need to develop. Okay, so you can start dreaming now, start looking for any gaps in science, what have not been explored, what have not been developed. Okay, flying car, it have been long dreaming by the pioneers, engineers. Okay, so but it is not realized yet. Okay, but there is a prototype. Okay, that for the flying car. Okay, so that is it start from the dreaming. It start from the ambitious or ambitious application or theory. Okay, so this is one of the field. Okay, I would like to introduce you the nuclear and radiation physics. Okay, where we learn, where we research the smallest thing in our world, or the world of matters. Okay, all right. So I saw some question, but maybe I would like to read it first before I introduce each of the area and teams. And you can see that some asking. Okay, what major skill that student need in order to grade in nuclear and radiation? So this one is a question that is, I think, very specific. This one, what major of skill? Yes, a student currently is very famous with the Internet of Things or the computational research. Okay, which can be merged with any other field in the world, in bioscience, in bioengineering. Okay, in any field. Okay, in physics. So as in physics, that computational computing skill is very limited nowadays. Okay, even in our research group also limited, but we are trying to improve it. Okay, so you are the youngest asset of the country, or we call it a young capital assets, should be the one that can explore right now, can you can make it as your major skill. Okay, so computing is very important, especially when you go to the nuclear field or any other field, because some of the nuclear measurement cannot be done. Okay, so it can be done by the computing, okay, computational method, numerical method. Okay, so I hope that that is my point one, which is that is my only point, which is the major skill need is the computing. Okay, so in a lot of research that Dr. have done, what research that most challenging to for me? So yes, a lot of things have been done, but I'm not a prominent. I'm not very PhD. So the challenging is when you try, is the most challenging thing is what you need, the starter, okay, the start of the research. Okay, that is very challenging because you need to set up everything clear, the path is clear, you need to investigate that, you need to find that, you need to
Oh, hello doctor. Are you okay?
dengar suara saya terputus kejap
Okay.
alright, so nampak presentation.
Nampak Google.
Okay, uh,
Okay.
okay, so the challenging thing is the first when you conduct the research, okay, because everything is not there, and because this is your first experience when you do research, that is your first, the only experience that you got, okay, so you have to move faster, you have to um, what you call it as, you have to do some self-reflection and a lot of things you need to do on your own. Okay, that is the one thing that you need to know when you do research. Everything should be on your own, on your feet. Okay, if you have a research supervisor, he or she only can guide you to the uh, uh, to the correct way, okay, to the right way only, but it's not going to help you 100%. Okay, so when you pursue your study in master or PhD, you have to know that you are moving on your own feet. Okay, so you have to strive for success, don't give up. Okay, so if you give up, so you will done. Okay, you cannot finish it. Okay, that is a problem. Okay, because you cannot have your degree in master or PhD, and the main thing is you cannot have contribution in to the science. Okay, all right. So first, I would like to after this we do some Q&A if we have time. Okay, but I would like to go briefly. So this is our Prof. Dr. Suhairul. So he actually major in medical physics. Okay, he has the experience, the background academic is from medical physics and health physics. Okay, so you can see this is the field or the research that related to his field, and it more on the more on the diagnostic radiology. We have CT scanner, and then we have detector or dosimeter, optical stimulated luminescence dosimeter. This is one of his expertise lah. Okay, and then we have apa lagi dekat sini sama lah. Okay, optical stimulated luminescence dosimetry. And dia juga apa tu terlibat dengan involved with the security, nuclear safety, security and legislation. Okay, so the second one is environmental science, which is involving with the radioactivity monitoring. So this is what he has a brief where radon and thoron measurement, okay, in environment. And one more thing is radioactivity in consumer product. Okay, nowadays there are many kind of product that have been added some of the radioactivity level, radioactivity content, okay, which is unaware by the consumer. So this is product have been funded by the MOSTI, and our team have done it in 1 year and secure the result, and we have actually complete the final report and sent to the MOSTI, Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation. So this one actually consumer product. This is kind of consumer product lah that have been added with some of the activity content. Okay, and have been made available or accessible to the consumer in online market or even at the supermarket. Okay. Okay, so this is a second researcher. It is mine, and this research area or teams is I have listed out 3, which is environmental radiological assessment, radiation dosimetry using computational Monte Carlo, radiation transport code, and then ERICA radiological forensics. Okay, this is a program that for the environmental research. Okay, so this is a few lists of the research that have been done and still ongoing, and so it is mostly on the radioactivity and radiation physics. Okay, and we do both lah. For mine, we have conduct field work where we go to the field, go to the location to collect the sample, to do some measurement. And also in lab we done some sample processing, analyzing the sample, and also we done some numerical method based on the radiation transport code using Monte Carlo advanced technique, using Monte Carlo technique. Okay, so this one also some of this research have invited undergraduate student to join to start learning how to analyze result data. Okay, so next is Dr. Izian. Dr. Izian is completely on particle physics, okay, elementary physics. So you can see that the research is on neutrino, okay, and a neutrinoless muon to electron conversion. This is actually on about the detector, and she has a collaboration with the this one is the Center Nuclear Physics, okay, Research Center for Nuclear Physics, Osaka, and also with the Paul Scherrer Institute, Switzerland. Okay, so mostly with the international, and Dr. Izian also have the collaboration with industry, local industry in Johor, William Prima Sdn Bhd for the scanning Okay, macam yang Dr. Suhairul brief tadi. Okay, the vehicle scanning to catch the smuggler. Okay, yang penyelundup yang bawa barang-barang terlarang dalam kargo. So dia pakai scanner lah untuk check. Okay, so Dr. Izian invite master student, PhD student, ada graduate student, but more on computational punya physics using programming C++ and also latest by advanced language Python lah. Okay. Alright, so this is second Dr. Izian punya major, detector construction. Okay, ini more on engineering field, but it needs physics behind this. Okay, so ada Monte Carlo simulation juga, ada experimental using experimental technique, calibration guna neutron source, and then untuk this one construction prototype. Okay, untuk detector construction, ada signal processing, circuit. Okay, so dia invite undergraduate student lah to do this. Okay, so this is our newest newbie members. Okay, Dr. Fariza just joining us. So she done material science, and few material here, silica, semiconductor, metal, for many application lah. Okay, untuk sensor, mostly on sensor and spectroscopy, biosensor and spectroscopy. Okay, so the application heavy metal, sensor, temperature, salinity, and a lot of IoT integration lah. Okay, so this is among the field that by our expert Dr. Fariza, and she has the collaboration with University of Southampton and UKM, as well as she is formerly from UMT, the lecturer from the UMT, senior lecturer from UMT. Okay, before she joining us. Okay, so I guess this is second last, Dr. Norehan. So Dr. Norehan expertise is on dosimeter. Okay, where she use TPR material as well as PSL material untuk to measure the dose that can be applied in medical physics as well as industrial. Let's say radiography industrial. Okay, untuk let's say in oil and gas industry, we have piping to be checked monthly, annually, if there is any leakage, corrosion. So this kind of dosimeter is very useful, not only for the radiation protection, okay, against ionizing radiation, tapi untuk actually can be applied for the diagnostic radiographer punya tu radiography, industrial radiography. Okay, and the last one is gamma spectroscopy, which is a system to do the analysis of gamma spectrum from any sample. Okay, so nuclear technique, NAA, which is involved the activation technique from using the nuclear reactor. Okay, so this is the area application you can read lah. Okay, yang saya dah mention tadi. Okay, so she has collaboration with UPM and Nuclear Malaysia. And this is the last one, Dr. Nur Izzati. So Dr. Nur Izzati is actually she more on the material material science, okay, but also involved with the radiation physics sebenarnya. Okay, so the previous and current research is on the glass. Okay, Dr. Izzati have synthesized few glass. This one is reactive waste glass for the waste management. So ini berguna untuk store the reactive waste. Okay, as well as bioactive glass for the medical purpose lah, untuk I'm not sure this one, okay, but you can check in his publication, her publication lah. Okay, bioactive glass for the medical purpose, and she has collaboration with USM, UKM, and she is formerly from the Imperial College London. Okay, study from London University.
Boleh dengar tak?
Ya, saya.
Ada dalam lagi 2 minit.
Alright, okay. So saya cuba. So this is a facilities that we have. We have a device to read the OSL material, optical stimulated luminescent material, and we have gamma spectroscopy for the spectrum analyzer, gamma spectrum analyzer from gamma radiation, and we have furnace to synthesize any material, glass, semiconductor material. So we have few this. So some of you might involved with this. Okay, melt some material and then develop, synthesize new material. Okay, and we have a vacuum oven, and this one we have source multinuclide. We have not lot lah, but we have few lah. Okay, radioactive source from thallium. We have a neutron. We have a cesium-137. Okay, so some of you might need it for your research in your final year project. And this is radon detector to measure the radon nuclide in environment or in any sample. So you might need this environment device during your final year project. Okay, so this is achievement, and we have grant which is almost the cumulative one is million lah. Okay, so we have successfully secure about few millions, okay, of ringgit Malaysia as a fund. So this is a cumulative one, okay, from the previous 2011. Okay, so you can see the publication. Okay, what is important in research is you're not only conducting research, but you have to establish the data, the result, okay, which is needed to be published. Okay, so this publication actually it involve peer review process, which is the data, the result need to be reviewed, verified, analyzed by the researcher from outside of this country or or even the internal reviewer. Okay, so if you seen the newest film movie in Netflix, there is a title Don't Look Up. Okay, so the main actress found the comet. Okay, so they have published that in a peer review journal, and then in academia they needed to be published in order to convince, okay, in scientific work that this result is valid. Okay, so it is not a result from somewhere else, okay, or being created or spin, but it must be a real or actual data from the research. Okay, so this is the publication that we have, but this one I think not updated because in 2012 2021 we have I think more than this, okay, more than 9, but this one is maybe not updated, but it must be keep in increasing trend lah, okay, because we should have the increasing trend, not declining trend of publication. Okay, so this is publication, you can search it. I'm not sure this one senang tak nak search, but I can provide this one if you interested to see the publication in detail. I can provide this link. Okay, you just need to text me. Okay, and you can contact us, maybe take a snapshot to have our email if you're interested with research for the undergraduate project, your final year project for the final the fourth year. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for taking extra time, additional time, and we have my apology for the distraction tadi. So I hope that you get something from this sharing. Maybe not 100%, but at least you got 10%, 5% from the content in order to help you, actually, to help you growth, enlarge your interest. Actually, it help. The most important thing is to help you to find your career path in research, or you want to be a kind of engineer, or you want to be anything else lah, okay, other than academia or researcher. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you, organizer.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Muhammad Shazwan, for a very interesting topic, and so do Professor Dr. Suhairul Hashim. And on behalf of Introduction to Physics subject, I would like to invite Dr. Salwa to summarize today's session. So, Doctor.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and thank you, Yaya. Okay, so first thing I would like to say thank you to all the speakers. I think Professor not here, and also Dr. Shazwan, right? Both of them from nuclear physics group. So basically, what I hope from both sections, 1 and section 2, and all the participants today can get more knowledge on what is research group, and for first year student at least you can get some point how to enhance your knowledge, how to give motivation to yourself to explore more on research in physics. So particularly for today on nuclear physics, maybe for the next session will be on the material science, instrumentation and also optics. So with this, I would like to say thank you to all the participants and also to the fruitful sharing session by Professor Suhairul and also Dr. Shazwan. And also not forget to our coordinator, Dr. Nur Ain Hussein. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Salwa. And we go to our next session, which is we would like to present each of our speakers today with certificates for joining us today. So, is there any slide? Okay, and for our last session, we are going to have photo session. So everyone can start to open the camera so that we can take photo together lah. Okay, siapa-siapa nak buka?
Okay, hope all the participants ready to switch on your camera. So I will take a photo. So there are 3 pages here. So we are going to the first page first. Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. Okay, we move to the second page. Okay, 1, 2, smile.
Hi, Dr. Fariza. We have Dr. Fariza in the house.
And last but not least, the third page. Okay, thank you for all the participation. 1, 2, smile. All right, that's all. Thank you. Okay, Yaya, back to you.
Okay, so by this, we will end our sharing session here. And thank you to all participants. And I hope this session will guide you for your future career related to physics later. Okay, that's all from me. And from us, thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you.
Salam. Assalamualaikum semua. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.